Trying to force the blade through the foam will only break it, and the blade can only be replaced at the factory. Be sure to unplug hot wire tools after use. Turn off and unplug the power supply. Never set the hot knife down while it is turned on. The hot knife remains very hot for about 20 seconds after it is turned off. Now you know where the phrase "cuts foam like a hot knife through butter" came from. The Pro knife is basically a larger version of the regular hot knife, built for larger projects and with even more cutting speed and durability. But the basic operation is no different than the regular hot knife. The Pro hot knife can only be used with the Pro Power Station. The 8-inch long cutting blade will become hot in just a few seconds. Remember to always let the heat do the cutting. Trying to force the blade through the foam will not make it cut any faster. When making long straight cuts, the blade will cut faster if it is held at a diagonal angle, so more of the blade is in contact with the foam. Be sure to turn off and unplug hot wire tools after use. Turn off and unplug the power supply.
Plunge, slice and dice.
Pro 6-inch knife cuts 1.5 times faster than the Pro 8-inch knife and 2 times faster than the Crafter's 4-inch knife. This is the ideal tool for quickly and cleanly cutting EPS foam.
Samurai of foam cutting.
The freehand router is a sculptor's dream come true. In fact, serious sculptors and modelers helped us design the freehand router. The semi-rigid blade is bolted onto the arms of the router. Each router comes with 5 cutting blades that can be made into any shape you desire. From a big, wide, fast-cutting scoop to a narrow, almost point-like shape. Only use factory-supplied router blades. When used properly, the supplied router blades should last a lifetime. Making sharp bends in a blade will shorten its life. shortened and other than factory-supplied cutting blades can become dangerously hot and will ruin the power supply. The freehand router can only be used with the Pro Power Station. The cutting wire will become instantly hot. Always unplug your tool before changing the blade. Complex shapes can be made to route your foam with fast, easy precision. You can even make a stamping tool, but be careful not to ever let the cutting blade touch where it crosses itself. There seems to be no limit to the uses that are found for this ultimately versatile foam cutting tool. Be sure to unplug hot wire tools after use. Turn off and unplug the power supply. The sled guide gives you the control of the scroll table while allowing the freedom of freehand cutting and sculpting. Before mounting the tool of your choice, slide the metal mounting clamp to the bottom of its slot. To avoid tearing the rubber grip, turn the tool so that one of the rubber grips is facing the sled. Press the tool into the clamp. Gently turn the tool so the switch faces away from the sled. Adjust the depth of the cut by sliding the clamped tool up and down in the slot. The tool can be turned to cut at any angle. Tighten the wing nut before cutting. The regular or Pro Hot knife is used to slice foam. If a straight cut is desired, a simple guide can be made from a wooden or metal ruler or even a straight cardboard edge. The straight edge should be clamped, taped, or pinned to the foam. The setup for routing with the sled guide is similar to the setup for the hot knife. This is a great way to make molding for frames or home decor. The sculpting tool can be mounted for making straight or angled slices. engraver can be used with a straight edge or simply follow a pattern that you have drawn onto the foam.
It's big, it's bad, it will knock your block off.
The 2-foot by 4-foot compound bow cutter kit comes with an instruction manual, spare cutting wires, a variable power supply, a 4-foot extension arm, and deep cut extension arms. The versatile hot wire foam factory bow cutter can be assembled in several cutting modes. Unwrap the 2 deep cut extension arms. Remove the yellow end caps and insert the arms into the bow cutter. Rotate the arms so the slots for the cutting wire face each other. Slide one of the 2-foot cutting wire into one of the slots, then push the yellow end cap onto the tubing to hold the cutting wire in place. Pull the other arm down until the cutting wire reaches the other slot. The tension will hold the arms and the wire in place. The power supply can only be used with the bow cutter. Plug in the power supply. Plug the other lead wire into the bow cutter. The heat will stretch the wire. Take up the slack by rotating the extension arms. To use the bow in the 2-foot shallow cut mode, simply remove all of the extension arms and slide the cutting wire into the slots. Insert the yellow end caps. Switching to the 4-foot mode only takes a few seconds. Disconnect the 2 sides of the bow. Slide the 4-foot extension into both sides of the bow. If the screw holes do not line up, rotate the extension arm 180 degrees. Hand tighten the wing nuts. Your cutting wires will last longer if you remember to loosen the tension before turning off the heat. Attach a 4-foot cutting wire. Turn on the power. Rotate the arms to take up the stretch in the wire, and you're ready to go. Your cutting wires will last longer if you remember to loosen the tension before turning off the heat. And you're ready to go.